So VRE has their trains, the 4th of July trains that are back this year on the 4th of July. And just posted some information about how you can get tickets to that, take the VRE train. The train is an easy way to get to and from DC on the 4th of July. It certainly beats sitting in traffic on 395. Although, as a kid, we did that many years sitting in traffic on the 4th of July and then getting down to the National Mall and finding our way through about 1 million of our closest friends and neighbors to see the fireworks on the 4th. But this year, it's the 250th, and there is promised to be a big show. Longer. I think Trump has said he's going to double the length of the fireworks show for the 250th this July 4th. And of course, all the other festivities that come around with it. So just put on our website the information you need to get tickets. If you want to go downtown for the fireworks, like I said, we went as kid when my parents used to take us, and it is undoubtedly, even on a normal year, it's a fantastic fireworks show. And then nothing beats watching the fireworks right there in between the monuments, the Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial, Reflecting Pool, all the things that make it special. And there's no more magical place to watch fireworks and be all patriotic than in Washington, D.C. Of course, there are many other great fireworks shows in our area, and of course, we'll be posting more about those as we get closer to the 4th of July. But I've got this right here. This is what I'm talking about. VRE brings back 4th of July for trains. So you can go to potomaclocal.com, check that out, get all the tickets you need. Tickets on sale June 1st. And I will say, because we did this in 2014, this is the last time, it's probably the last time we went to DC for the fireworks show. So it's been a long time. And we took the train in. That was the first time we'd ever taken the train in, because like I said, we used to drive in, find some parking space at LaFont Plaza or something like that. And but we took the train. The only thing that I didn't really care for when you take the train, and I don't remember if back when we took it, if you could get off at LaFont Plaza. LaFont Plaza is significantly closer than the Union Station is to the National Mall. And where they set the fireworks off, at least they did in years past, they set them off between the Washington Monument and the Reflecting Pool. And when you are right smack dab in that spot, it's the best seat in the house, because you have they're exploding over your head. Now, some people like to watch them with the monuments in the foreground, so you can, kind of see the monuments as the fireworks explode, and that's neat. But we always quote unquote got the best seat, the quote unquote best seat in the house. I pushed for it, and but my point is, when we took the train to Union Station, and we had to walk a little bit further, and a lot of the time was spent walking because we wanted to get down closest to the fireworks as possible. And I think we didn't get the best seat in the house last time we went. We got with the monument in the foreground. Again, still nice, still pretty, and then we could walk back to Union Station. So there's a little bit of walking involved. I don't remember if getting on or off at LaFont was an option that year. I don't remember. Maybe it is this year. We'll have to get some more details when we get the tickets. But again, tickets on sale June 1st. And maybe we'll see you in DC. I know we've been going because where we live, it's an easy in, easy out. It's Pratt Park in Stafford County. They do a fantastic job, and it is packed there every year with food trucks and families. And the fireworks show is great. And so my compliments to the Stafford County Parks and Rec for what they do, putting on that show at Pratt Park. How's everybody doing this morning? It is Friday, May 22nd, 2026. This is the Potomac Local Podcast. Glad to have you on. I'm Uriah Kaiser. I'm the founder and publisher, chief bottle washer at Potomac Local News. We're about to turn 16 years old on June 10th. I'm very excited about that because this has been a passion project of mine growing up in the area, working at the old Potomac News and the Manassas Journal Messenger and the Stafford County Sun, all of those now defunct newspapers. And then in 2010, realizing that I wanted to do something to keep local news alive in the community in which I was raised, which raised me. And here we are, 16 years later. So thank you all for your support. Thank you all for everything that you do to like, subscribe, comment, send us news tips, become a member. Your membership dollars are valued and they do not go to waste. At $8.58 a month, you can ensure that the local news keeps coming, and it is cheaper than most likely your favorite drink at your Starbucks, at your area Starbucks. Your membership does go a long way. And of course, if your business, or if your business needs some spotlight, some authenticity, some connection to the community, please give me a call. Please give me a shout. Uriah at potomaclocal.com. Happy to help you. Happy to tell your story and why your business is important and why it helps our neighbors. It's one of the big things that we do here, and it's a big belief of mine that we need to support the local entrepreneurs in our community that create jobs, that support the baseball teams and the soccer teams. I mean, they're always the first one to be hit up for every community initiative. And margins are thin. I get it. But you guys are the front line. I mean, it's important to realize that most innovation comes from small business because they're the ones out there on the front lines in the communities, working with people, getting ideas, trying new things. Whereas corporations are too big and bloated, and it takes just like imagine a giant cruise ship versus a small nimble pleasure boat. The boat can pivot and turn and get into places quicker than that big cruise ship can, and that's kind of the way it is. Corporations are slow and they don't really innovate. Small businesses innovate. Small businesses serve. Small businesses are dedicated to the community. And that's why here at Potomac Local, we are always wanting to tell their story. If you know of a small business that is opening up, if you are driving in your car and you see a new small business, a new coming soon sign, if you see something that wasn't there before, whatever it is, please text me a photo, 571-989-1695. 571-989-1695. I should create a banner to put that up. Maybe I will. Here, let me do that. Let me create a banner so you can see. And I read these texts. These come into our Potomac Local bat phone, 989-1695. There. Yeah, there we go. How about that? Yeah. That's our number. Text me when you see something. You see news happening. You see a new restaurant coming, a new small business opening, a coming soon sign hanging up in a storefront window. We love that stuff because then we can take that photo and turn around and go get some information. We know a few people in the community, and we could ask them about what that might be, what's happening, because, of course, you want to know what's happening. You want to get the scoop on what all the new things are. So you are our eyes and ears in the community, and we are looking for you to help us out. 571-989-1695. All right, this story here, coming on, by the way, Monday, today we're going to be joined by Woodbridge District Supervisor Jeannie LaCroix. to come on and talk to us about all things Woodbridge, Route 1 revitalization, her new role as the new Woodbridge District Supervisor. She's doing a lot of great things, and we're very happy to have her on the show. She'll be coming on a bit in a few minutes, so we'll be inviting her on to come and hang out and talk to us about all things Woodbridge and get her perspective on what's happening in the community. And then on Monday, we have got we're going to be talking with Manassas City Councilor Teresa Coates Ellis, who is working on restoring this right here, this old Bennett School. Now, this is over at the Prince William County Courthouse. And this is the building. I'm going to show you the building right here. So this is old building built in 1909. It served as a school. It's called the Bennett School. And it was one of the schools that was integrated, back in the 50s and 60s. And then it closed in 1969. And it, I think the county used it for storage purposes or something between 1969 and 1989. And it has been shuttered ever since 1989. So now the county wants to, they have big plans to expand their courthouse. When you get the Prince William County approaching nearly 1 million people, it's a big population, and they need larger courthouse space to serve the residents there and the judges and everybody else that comes through the courthouse. It's a very busy place. And the county is reportedly, they're going to raise this thing. They're going to get rid of it. They're going to incorporate pieces of it into an exhibit. They say it's going to be $54 million to move it, to relocate it. And but these folks over here, back at the top of the story, they got together this past Wednesday night on the steps of the Manassas Museum. And they are working on saving it. And as part of their meeting they had on Monday, they named it to the 2026 Most Endangered Historic Places list. So that's interesting. The Old Bennett School, it's the Save Bennett School, and we got the story on our website. They say there's some graves around there, Civil War graves during Civil War graves they found during construction. And there's also some Union and Confederate veterans who chose to leave and place a memorial there at the school. So people are saying if you tear this thing down, it's going to be a quote unquote travesty. To put a school building in a dumpster, quote unquote, is a travesty. David Robinson, the architect's great grandson, who was there at the event. So they sent us that video there, and we were happy to cover that story. So what do you think? Should the county save this building? It's old. It's definitely old. They don't make them like this anymore. Trust me. They do not make this. They do not build them like this anymore. Should they pay the money, the estimated $54 million, to move it, to change it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about what the county should do. There's some talk about saving it. There's some talk about demolishing it and taking pieces of it and putting it in a exhibit. But either way, something's going to be done, and we want to know what you think should be done. One more note here. OWL is mourning the loss of, this is in Woodbridge. This is the Occoquan Woodbridge Lake Ridge Fire Department. They're mourning the longtime member, the death of Danny Thompson. So we've got, they posted a memorial about Mr. Thompson. We put that up on our page, so you can check that out. This from Fox 5, I put this up to over half. This is in Stafford County. Over half the students, I guess there was a sick out earlier this week. They found some graffiti on the wall. And so over half the students at Stafford High School didn't go to school. There was some graffiti. Let me see, pull up the Fox 5 story. Half students absent, the students there. Over anti-Semitic and threatening graffiti discovered in student bathrooms earlier this month. So I guess the students there are not happy about that. And so they They did I guess they did a sick out, and they're not about that. Now, of course, this comes these sort of walkout, sick outs. They come. Earlier this year we saw that massive walkout at Woodbridge High School in Lake Ridge, where students just walked out. This was over the ICE protests, what was going on in Michigan, and students in Woodbridge High School in Lake Ridge just walked out, decided they were going to go down to the Safeway, and it was a mob scene at that store. And many of you commented on that. Many of you had something to say about that. Some of you weren't too happy about that. Some of you said, "Hey, good for them." Many said, "Hey, you should be in class. You shouldn't be able to walk off the school property." So let me know what you think about this. This is interesting. Half the school at Stafford County, Stafford High School. Now in Stafford, you have North Stafford High School. Let's not confuse North Stafford High School with Stafford High School, which is where this story take place. The story take place here at Stafford High School. Today also in Stafford, they're going to have their Memorial Day ceremony. It's going to be at the airport, and then there's a traveling exhibit then coming in honoring the Tuskegee Airmen and the women Air Force service pilots, many of them who made the ultimate sacrifice in World War II. So the event takes place at 10 a.m. at the airport, Aviation Way. And should be fun. Stafford does a good job putting on these types of events. Tragic news from Spotsylvania. A infant was left inside of a car while her 42-year-old mother from Stafford County went into work and left the 2-month-old in the car. She passed away. Very sorry, very sad news. But that story is up on our website. And the last one I'll just go over here. This is for our members because you guys really care about local news. Our members really, like I said, support us and really do care about what's going on. Please go to our website, potomaclocal.com. Sign up for a membership today. Prince William County advances stepping up the initiative to reduce mental illness in local jails. So this was a story that came out of the supervisor's work session on Tuesday, talking about how they can better serve those with mental illness inside the jail. So it's an interesting read, and we posted that on our site yesterday. Now, you all are probably getting tired of listening to me rant and would rather hear from Supervisor Jeannie LaCroix. Hi, Supervisor Jeannie LaCroix. How are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm better than I deserve.
I got to tell you, I think my staff did a walkout. I don't know why, but
what are we protesting in Woodbridge today?
I do not know, but I'm here by myself, and I was listening going, oh, my staff is out too. It couldn't have anything to do with the weekend being a holiday.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I know that. And well, Supervisor LaCroix did not walk out on us, and we're grateful that she is here with us this morning here on the Potomac Local Podcast. Thanks for coming on. It's good, always good to see you. So where do we begin? You have got so much going on. You guys do a great job sending out your email newsletter to constituents. If you do not get it, I'm going to drop the Supervisor LaCroix's website where you can go sign up and you can find out exactly what's going on in Woodbridge all the time. But you guys are doing a lot of revitalization. You have a new Cooper's Hawk restaurant open. We'll talk about that. I think everybody's excited about that. I know we went and covered that. But busy times in Woodbridge.
Well, I'm trying. You know what? We are tackling pretty much everything all at once and setting up committees and just groups. I have gone on ride-alongs with the Public Works, the Neighborhood Services, VDOT, all of which are amazing. By the way, I don't know if anybody here realizes it, but Prince William County is amazing, and the county employees are amazing. They, one of the things that I always do is try to work towards a yes, and I feel like the county the county employees are always working towards a yes. And it's refreshing because they don't say to me, no, supervisor. They say, here, let us come out. Let us see what you want. And let's see how we can make that happen. So I really appreciate it. It's been something.
So what you're saying is you're easing into the role here, and because to recap, if you don't know Supervisor LaCroix, she was elected in a special election earlier this year, and she is the first Republican to hold this seat. And as we know in local politics, it's not the R or the D next to your name; it's the streetlight issues that you actually address and how you serve the community. That much we know. It's not about politics; it's about people.
Mhm.
But it's a headline. It should be noted that you are in fact the first Republican to hold this position in 40 years.
Mhm. And I'll tell you, my campaign was Democrats, Republicans, and independents all working together. And my office is Democrats, Republicans, and independents all working together. And I think that's how you get stuff done, is just putting your political affiliation to the side, temporarily, and working towards a common good. And that everybody seems to be very amenable to that, and I'm certainly focusing on issues, not D or R. But I will tell you, there are a lot of Republicans in the Woodbridge district that just come randomly up to me and hug me. Just random hugging, and they tell me how excited they are, and I think it does matter to people that they feel like their voices are going to be heard. And that was my campaign promise. And that is what I intend to do.
So I want to switch gears because you have the great the fun. It's a fun job. It has to be fun to be able to go to something like a ribbon cutting for a winery and restaurant. And this Cooper's Hawk location here looks like a lot of fun. This is a first for I know this is a first for Prince William County, and I'm not aware of others in the Northern Virginia area either. I've seen them in Maryland. I could be wrong. Drop me in the comments. Drop a line in the comments if I am wrong. You guys never cease to tell me when I'm wrong, and I appreciate that. You guys always let me know when I'm wrong. But this is a cool get for Woodbridge. This Cooper's Hawk place. What's it like? I've not been.
Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous on the inside. The wait staff is Johnny on the spot right with you. They had a wine tasting, and I didn't consider it a tasting. It was like a half a glass every time. So
you were pretty tasted when you left there,
huh? Oh my gosh, and I do not drink that much, so it pushed me a little. I went with my daughter, and she was excited about that. When we did the ribbon cutting, I was standing there right next to Margaret Franklin, and she was the supervisor before me that worked on all the projects, and they didn't have her speaking, so I pulled her up, and I said, come up with me. You're going to say a few words. This is both of our achievement. It's for both of us. Yeah. And she was really appreciative of that, and I was happy to do it. But the food was amazing. The appetizers, if you go, you must get the Brussels sprouts. They're amazing. I believe there might be another Cooper's Hawk. I think maybe Reston, but
yeah. As soon as I said that, I obviously went to their website and I saw the locations. So, okay. but everyone, please feel free to drop a line in the comments and tell me, I overlooked that and I need to be better before I open my mouth and say there's not. Please, guys, good. You're good at doing that. But anyway, well, and the Brussels sprouts, normally people are like, hey, try the shrimp, so these must be some amazing Brussels sprouts that you.
They're amazing Brussels sprouts. They are. I don't know if they're grilled or toasted. They have some kind of a light glaze on them, possibly a little honey, which nobody ever goes wrong by adding honey.
No.
And then some cashews, and it's amazing. It's amazing. But, one of the most important things is we are starting to get, or not starting, but trying to attract very reputable upper class type restaurants to the Woodbridge district, because I'm telling you, the Woodbridge district is a destination location. If we clean it up a little bit in the areas that have a little bit of blight, which I'm working on with my partners, the county and VDOT, but the things that are coming to Woodbridge are exciting. They're new. Our parks, our recs, the things that we're doing, we're not just doing them halfway, we're doing them right, and we're doing them in a way that would make everyone proud to live in Woodbridge.
Yeah, and a lot of work that you have been doing is on Route One and the revitalization of Route One. And I mean, when you got elected, and we had a few conversations, and me being the news reporter that I am, of course, I want to talk about the politics of it all, and I want to talk about what this means for just the community, and because I'm a politics reporter, that's what I do. And you're like, no, let's talk about the trees. Let's talk about the trees we're going to plant on Route One, and let's talk about the landscaping. Let's talk about the native plants that we're going to do on Route One. I'm like, wow, you really are plugged into the community. This is where your head's at. So here's the chance for you to talk to me about everything you've got going on with that whole project, revitalizing Route One, because it's been widened out, hopefully, as wide as it's going to get. It's 6 lanes. It's pretty wide, especially there at the North Woodbridge by the VRE station. But now things are, coming together up there. I know there's a new pedestrian bridge that's going to be built over from the Belmont Bay neighborhood that's going to connect to the station, and you've got a new development coming, I believe, right in that very same area that was approved a few years back. So new development happening around that VRE station. So there's a lot going on. Let's talk about it.
Well, as you come into Fairfax, we are working on the vitalization of both sides of Route 1. We are going to be doing a little bit of planting and a little bit of cleaning up of the area. I said, it does look blighted. There's a corner of 123 and Route 1 where VDOT owns the corner, and they're going to put up signs saying, hey, we're going to, sorry for our dust, but we're going to clean it up, knowing that that's not going to be staying there. We do have a couple of housing developments going in. We have that bike trail that's connecting, going into beautiful areas of Woodbridge, and it's going to tie into the overpass that you talked about. The Coles Ford there that has been blighted for a while is now going to start being built, and it's exciting to see that. There are going to be some lower income housing there, but there's also going to be such a great town center that everybody's going to appreciate it. And with that, all the developers have said to me, where do you want a tree, Jeannie? Because they are all, even if they don't have a project in Woodbridge, they know that I want to add trees, make it more beautiful, make it more desirable. And they have all said, we don't have a project here, but what do you need? We will plant some trees.
Yeah.
There's a group going out next weekend, and I will have it in my newsletter, but we're meeting in different locations, and my staff is going to be a part of it, of cleaning up Woodbridge and going down some of the side roads. I'm going to be situated in Featherstone, and we're going to go down Featherstone and pick up and clean up as much as we can.
And that's a fun job because, and I say that kind of loosely, because I walked from Featherstone. I did a cleanup years ago, and I was with the Woodbridge District Supervisor's office, and I walked from Featherstone up to, maybe the VRE station. I mean, I did a lot of walking that day, and we picked up some garbage, but we got a lot done, and that's what it really takes to keep the community clean, because Route 1, the heart of Woodbridge, it's just such a busy place. You got so many cars running through, people going through, and it's easy to as you're trying to get where you're going, it's easy to forget, hey, this is our community, this is our hometown right here. And so it's good to see you guys out there planning these cleanups and doing these things to keep it beautiful.
And I am going to start an initiative of knocking on all the doors of the businesses and introducing myself and asking them if they could kind of line their curbs, kill the weeds. And even if it's VDOT property, if they would put, just in front of their businesses in to be a part of my initiative. I'm going to introduce myself, and I'm going to, be there, hear their concerns. My favorite part about campaigning and my favorite part about this job is not necessarily going to events, and I have gone to amazing events, but it's talking to people and getting out there and hearing from the people that have been in Woodbridge for 40 years and listening to their concerns. Because, I mean, a lot of people don't realize this, but for many, many years, 15 years, I was a single mom and I was a court reporter and I was making court reporter wages. So I was like hoping for that big job. So I got a big paycheck. And, if the government gave me back some money, I was happy. I was like, wow, it was like winning the lottery. And I have to remember that there are a majority of people in Woodbridge that need assistance. And whether I can help them or not, I can try to direct them to where we're going or where they need to go. But more importantly, they need somebody, anybody who has a minute to listen. And my office, our number one priority is listening. And I do want to tell you that there is something, and I thought I had it on my desk, but I don't. But the county has started a 311 initiative. And the 311 initiative is where anybody who has an issue, they dial 3911 and they give you easy way to access the 311 initiative. And it will get directed to where they need to go. And then in that department, it will be directed immediately to who they need to, what they need to do, if they need to investigate or what needs to be done. But it goes.
So it's one number. Make it easy to call if you need access to county government services. That 311 number is there. It sounds like it's an easy way to get that in there. We're talking with Supervisor Jeannie LaCroix of the Woodbridge District. If you live in Woodbridge, if you've been to Woodbridge, if you like to hang out in Woodbridge, if you are unfamiliar with Woodbridge and you want to learn more, you're on the right podcast. Drop Woodbridge in the chat and let us know what you would like to see come to Woodbridge. Obviously, it's Memorial Day weekend. The weather may not cooperate, may not be the best Memorial Day weekend this weekend, but we do need the rain, and that's a good thing. We do, because gosh, this drought is really, really starting to dry things out around here. But so the rain's good, but we do have the pools opening this weekend, and one of my favorite is in the Woodbridge District. That is Veterans Park. If you like the swimming, if you like the water slides, that's a fun. Even if you like nature, hiking, picnicking, playing ball, I mean, that is one of the region's great parks that you have right there in your district. Are you excited about the Memorial Day weekend coming up? What are you doing? What are you getting into?
You know what? I am kind of undecided. I'm doing a lot of real estate work because I am a realtor on the side. But I am so glad that you brought up that water park, because I'm not sure. Would I look a little bit weird going down the slides? Because I love water slides.
No, you and me, we'll get to the top of that slide and we will plunge into that water.
I'll be like, get out of my way, kid. I love them. My grandkids love them. We just have more fun on water slides and in the water. And I'm very aquatic. So whether or not I'm going to go paddleboarding. But I mean, seriously, Woodbridge is so amazing if you want to do any kind of water sports, if you want to do any kind of trailblazing, Rip-On Landing, the Neabsco Bridge. I mean, there's just so many cool things that I didn't even realize living here. It's one of those things, it's almost like we lived in Washington, D.C. area all the time, and you never make it to the museums and all the things that people come from all over the world to see Washington, D.C. So I got to tell you, the Woodbridge District is the exact same way. And you're absolutely right. Leesylvania is very cool, too.
Yeah, right there on the river. And what's great about Leesylvania is you can actually see the river. You can go, you picnic, you can hike, you can put your boat in at the water, you go fishing on the pier. Because again, going back to Route 1, we drive by this beautiful thing called the Potomac River every single day, and we really can't see it all that well unless we're crossing a bridge over like the Occoquan Bridge on 95. You can look out, and see it. But when you go to Leesylvania, you remind yourself, wow, we are this awesome community located next to this awesome natural body of water, and it's great that that park is there. It's a state park, and it's actually one of the busier parks in the state. I think this year they instituted a new thing where you have to have passes or something to get in there. I think we reported on that earlier this year, but it is nonetheless, it's a great park that brings a lot of families together in Woodbridge.
And I love to see families at picnic tables with their hamburgers going on the grill. It brings back so many good memories of just the good old days where people got together and it didn't cost a lot and you could just share time. That's where the memories are made. And I got to tell you, I've walked down the path at Leesylvania Park, and I see these families kind of wading in the water there. Or if you go on the other end, like you said, you can launch your boat, you can do paddleboarding and kayaking. And it's just such a cool area that you don't know it's there until you go see it. And then you just don't want to leave. And that's the same thing with going down Featherstone. If you ride your bike and go through Veterans Park, there is a shortcut so that you can actually go down and cut through the Veterans Park and get over to Belmont Bay. But before you get to Belmont Bay, you turn right and you go into the refuge. Mm-hmm. And the refuge is so incredible with so many animals. And you just go a little bit and you realize, oh, this is a corner of the Potomac. I mean, it's just incredible the amount of, if you are a water enthusiast or a nature enthusiast, or you like birds, or you like, a fox and coyotes and you name it, it's out there. The other day, my house backs to the refuge. And the other day, a turtle about this big was probably trying to find a place to lay eggs on my patio. And it was exciting. I know that's weird, but I was, who gets to have a big turtle on there?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. No. And to that point, when when my parents moved up to, this is going back 40 plus years, but when my parents moved up to this area, my dad he was born in Alexandria, and he knew, but my mom was from Southern West Virginia. And so Woodbridge was a big change when they moved up here in the 80s. And I was a kid, and we lived over in Featherstone Shores. We lived in Featherstone Shores, and the turtles there, I remember growing up, we'd walk down into the beaches on the Belmont Bay there at the Featherstone Shores, and they were massive. And I'll never forget how wonderful it was just to see all these giant turtles right there in our backyard. It was so cool. And we used to walk down to Veterans Park because from our house, we would just walk. It was so close. And it's this gem that is right there in the hustle and bustle of that urban area that everybody thinks, well, Woodbridge, it's a concrete jungle. It's it's an exurban, suburban concrete jungle. But no, it's you said the refuge. I mean, when I drive through the refuge, I'm like, what's that? What did I just see there? What just darted, in that area? So cool. It's like, it takes you right out of the Route 1 thing that you're used to and puts you in a completely different place, and you're still in Woodbridge.
And if you go into the refuge, you take your first right and you go up to their information center, and they have events all the time where they teach you. Of course, I learned more than I ever really want to know about bats at the refuge, but it was still a very exciting time to know that we have that. And so what I see as the issue I need to really address is when people are driving through the main corridors of Woodbridge, it doesn't reflect how phenomenal the Woodbridge district is. So if we just clean it up and get everything looking nice, I've been meeting with lots of developers of what they want to do to revitalize Woodbridge. We also have an initiative starting for panhandling. And
you took the word right out of my mouth, because that is something that I'm working on for the website today at potomaclocal.com. This is this panhandling initiative that you all talked about at your work session earlier this week. Mm-hmm. Now that you've brought it up, why don't you tell us all about it?
Well, I don't know a lot about it because I was not on the team that was doing it, but everybody has been concerned about panhandling. And it is somebody's First Amendment right to say, hey, I want some money. But it gets to be problematic when they're walking in the medians, when they're drugged out, when they are falling and or walking backwards, and I'm like, oh, it's about, they're going to get hit by a car.
Yeah.
And or when they spray stuff on your window and then you're stuck because they want to wash it and then they want money. It's for a woman, it's frightening.
Absolutely.
For children, it's frightening. For a new driver, it's frightening. And what the initiative is letting people know that the county has services where we make sure that people with food insecurity are being fed. So whenever you see a panhandler on Route 1, they're within walking distance, usually there is some food bank which is handing out food. So when you're giving them money, there's a better way to address this.
So is this one of those things where if someone sees, and you bring up, I mean, you're right. We're tracking on the same wavelength here, because when they stand in the median and they walk in between the lanes, and again, Route 1, these 6-lane roads, Smoketown Road, Opitz Boulevard, these are Prince William Parkway is something like 20 lanes at Minnieville Road. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, these are big roads and a lot of traffic coming at all times. And if people are standing in the street, they're risking their life out there with these big oncoming cars. And of course, if they're, as you said, if they're coming up and, putting stuff on your windshield, and it's really crossing a line, it becomes a very dangerous situation. So with this initiative, as you said, if when someone sees somebody who may need help and is in need of food or some sort of services, is this something where I could pick up my cell phone and call 311 and say, hey, listen, I'm out here at the intersection of Route 1 and Ready Drive or wherever in Woodbridge or in Prince William County, I assume, and say, hey, could you come out, maybe help this person?
Absolutely. 311 is the number to call, and it's on one of the signs. There are multiple services, but again, it'll direct the person into where is the person, where do they need help? Because this is not about taking care of people that are homeless or needing food or on drugs or whatever the situation that gets them on the corner. It's about educating the public of how to stop what's going on that is putting them in danger and redirecting people in need to the services that we have. And it is a phenomenal group of people that have been focusing on this, and it has been long desired. They have a similar program going on in Stafford. They have definitely throughout Virginia, they have signs up that say, here, call here if you see someone who's food insecure. And, so it's educating the public to not be giving the money, because once you give the money, they stay there. And again, that is an unsafe place for them, whether it be really cold temperatures, really hot temperatures, whether they're on drugs or alcohol. There's any number of reasons why somebody ends up on a corner asking for money. But this program is really more about directing the public on how to be able to redirect the folks in need to the services available.
Go ahead and like this video if you think Prince William County is on the right track when it comes to providing assistance, help for the people who are panhandling in the streets, again, taking their life at risk in their own hands as they stand out on these roads that are 6 lanes, 8 lanes. You add in those turn lanes, you get up to 20 lanes at an intersection at Prince William Parkway and Minnieville Road. I mean, these are massive streets here. And so like this video if you think Prince William's on the right track here. And if you'd like to see this, more information about this, where you are, maybe your community, if you're watching from outside of Prince William County, maybe you'd like to see your community do something similar to this, go ahead and like this video and comment here in the chat. Also, a shout out to Laura Rudy, former Stafford County Treasurer, who I guess she commented, she says it's Friday. I must have said it was Thursday. So if I said it was Thursday, it's Friday. It's definitely Friday. It's just been a really long week. I spent a lot of time covering that Bucky's thing this week. That was a very late night, and a very long day the next day. So it is Friday, thank God. And if Laura is just reminding everybody that it's Friday, well then, great, it's Friday. So good to see you, Laura. Good to say thanks for chiming in. Supervisor LaCroix, I want to ask you about this Bennett School because we're going to be talking about this with Teresa Coates Ellis, city councilor of Manassas, about this whole effort to save this old school building called the Bennett School. And I've got the story pulled up here on our website right now, potomaclocal.com, where you can go get everything you need to know about what's happening here at this school. But this school, built in 1909, operated as a school for Prince William County until 1969. I think the county used it maybe storage or office space up until 1989. But since then, it's looked like this. It's been shuttered. There's really nothing going on there. And you have the Board of Supervisors for years have been putting in this plan in place to revitalize the courthouse area, redevelop the courthouse area, expand the courthouse essentially. And this is going back to at least 5 years. And now we're getting to the point where that project is moving forward, and there's a lot of questions on whether or not this building should be preserved or if it should be demolished. And so to preserve it, we've been told $55 million to move the building. Or you could take pieces of the building and incorporate it into a exhibit or something within the new courthouse and tell the story of the building as it stood. So we've got this news this week that this building has now been added to 2026 Virginia's most endangered historic places list. And you have this group, Save Bennett School. Here they met on the steps of the Manassas Museum this past Wednesday. So what do you think about this? How do we balance preserving history here, these historic places, these historic buildings, and again, they don't build them like they used to, with being a fiscal steward of taxpayer money? $54 million, that's a lot.
Well, and I come from a different perspective because I was a court reporter in Northern Virginia for 30 years. And I have walked by the Bennett School hundreds of times, hundreds. And at first it was an office space when I walked through it, and I would park right in front. I had a secret kind of space that nobody else really realized.
Oh, a super secret space. That's cool. Okay.
But it was right in front of there, and I would park there, and nobody else knew it was a space. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I would walk past this every single day. And then after a while, it started to be blighted, where it was boarded up and, whatever was going on. But that has been 30 years, now 10 years out, 40 years, maybe 30 years, where nobody has stepped up and stepped in to fix it. So I have that perspective right now. As I walked by it, nobody was like, oh, this is the greatest. Let's invest a bunch of money and make it wonderful. Nobody's done that. So then I go into the courthouse, and, I can't talk a lot about some of the issues going on, but I did see where the courts in the back, I saw what was behind the courts. And what is behind the courts is a desperate need for more space for these poor workers that are all crammed back there, and the jurors in the little jury rooms. And it's just so tight that with the exception of the judges, offices, the clerks are all in cubicles and just confined. And I had no idea that that's how they were existing and still being so successful of a judicial center. So with the county growing by leaps and bounds, we have got to expand that courthouse. And the only way to do it is to do it somehow on that entire property. But do I think that there would be a way for them to memorialize the Bennett School, or keep a portion of the school and make it like some kind of amazing thing in the lobby, something, or a beautiful painting to have it in the judicial center is where I would be heading. However, if there is some group that would love to revitalize it and they want to move it, and heck, they have an extra $54 million and they want to do it and take it on themselves, then great.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has an extra $54 million, please call me first, and then I'll put you in touch with Supervisor LaCroix and her
It's
office over there.
54
Yeah, just if anybody has just any 54 million laying around, call me first, right? And then I'll get you over. Trust me, I'll get you over quickly to Supervisor LaCroix's office. Yeah, no, this is an interesting one, and of course we'll be talking about this more on Monday with the councilwoman from Manassas. What do you guys think? Should we preserve this building? Should we demolish it? Should we memorialize it? Obviously, if you've been to the courthouse, which serves Prince William County, Manassas City, and Manassas Park, it's the courthouse for all three of those jurisdictions. And as you said, there is pressure on this space because the county and the cities are only growing. Yeah. And they need more space, and so you're kind of this conundrum here, what to do. So drop in the comments, what do you think the county should do? Should they preserve it? Should they move it? Should they demolish it and memorialize it? We want to hear from you. Drop in the comments.
And I personally think that it's not a yes or no answer. It's just like anything else. It's really, really important to some people, and trying to get to where they want it and try to be reasonable, because the taxpayers do expect the county to be good stewards of the money. So, it's one of those things where, one day somebody will argue one side and I'll be like, and then they'll argue the other side and I'll be like, So there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just, it's all about the money. Yeah. I think it's just all about the money.
Comes down to our money, right? Comes down to taxpayer money and how much of it we're going to spend on what we're going to spend it on. That's Supervisor, as we wrap up here, I want to give you the floor to talk about all the things that are coming up, things we should be paying attention to, great events happening, people maybe we should be thinking about here as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. What do we need to know when it comes to all things Woodbridge here in the next couple of weeks?
Well, what you need to know first and foremost is sign up for my newsletter, and Uriah's going to go ahead.
Yeah, I had that. I'm going to share that here because you have such a great logo here. I'm going to share this tab. There's your newsletter sign up page. It's woodbridgesupervisor.org. And I'll include that link in the description of this video. So make sure you do that. And I do get your email newsletter, and I do think you guys are doing a bang up job out there. You have your staff who you said did a sick out on you today, but I know they're working for you because I get that email newsletter, and you guys are doing a bang up job communicating with the constituents there in Woodbridge.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is go ahead and get signed up, and we will keep you posted on everything Woodbridge that's going on and any initiative that we're going to do. But like I said, we're going to be looking at areas that look a little bit blighted so that people get a better impression and you'll feel prouder to be a member of the Woodbridge community. So that is a big initiative. But in the meantime, we are continuing to talk to people. We are going to have, I don't know all of my dates right now because I don't have my calendar in front, but there is going to be a Taste of Woodbridge at Potomac Mills that we're going to be one of the sponsors of. We are also going to have a dumpster day. We're going to also have a shredding event. So there's so much going on that we are going to be doing. We're also going to be initiating a HOA roundtable where we get the HOA presidents, vice presidents, or anybody who is in a community without an HOA. And we're going to be bringing in Chief Newsham to talk first about security in the neighborhoods.
The county police chief, Peter Newsham, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then we're going to bring in, after that, we're going to be bringing in the public works, the neighborhood services, and we're going to be talking about things that they can bring back to their people in their neighborhood and sharing with people so that we give tools to the neighborhoods to handle the situations that they're dealing with individually within their neighborhoods, so that it's not just a dumping zone on us, and it's not just a dumping zone on them as the leaders of their community. And so we're going to try that for sure. And in the meantime, I do have a lot of commissions and people that are appointed to these commissions, like Park Authority, and to name a few, a Park Authority, the Art Control, a Historical Commission,
Yeah.
a Planning Commission, and they're going to continue to work within their within the commissions that they're doing, and they're going to get back with me if they need any help or assistance, either in the Woodbridge district or throughout Prince William County, because we are looking laser focused on the Woodbridge district, but I have been asked to help in other jurisdictions as well, and we are more than happy to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me ask you this, because you are only one person. And there may be somebody out there who lives in Woodbridge or adjacent. Maybe they live in Dumfries or live in Lake Ridge or whatever. Because you and I focus a lot on magisterial district lines, and we're because of the work that we're in, we actually know those lines and what they are. But so whether you live in Woodbridge or you live near Woodbridge or whatever, if you have a community, if you have the community at heart, how can they help? How can they reach out? What do you need from the people volunteer wise, people to roll up their sleeves and get involved to help make our community a better place?
All they need to do is pick up the phone and call the Woodbridge district office, and somebody on my staff will enter them and will immediately bring them in. We have, my office probably has the best spirit and happy hearts. Although they did walk out today.
We won't hold them against it on a holiday weekend, Friday afternoon.
But they have happy hearts. I have a chief of staff. His name is Orlando Martinez. And we are starting to focus a little bit on the Latino community, because it is a great percentage of the Woodbridge community. And they right now are feeling a little marginalized because their voices aren't being heard. And so he is working on getting the newsletter in a Spanish, written in Spanish. And we're going to start working with the Spanish community to bring them in so they understand what's going on. Because right now, they are really not in the loop. And that's really it. We don't want anybody in the Woodbridge district to not be in the loop. And sometimes it means giving them a voice or a platform so that they can, be empowered to be a part of the community. And so we are going to be focusing on that as well. So there's a lot of excitement going on, and we would love everyone's help.
Well, Supervisor Jeannie LaCroix, go to woodbridgesupervisor.org to sign up for the supervisor's email newsletter. I get it. You should get it too. Supervisor LaCroix, thank you so much for coming on the Potomac Local Podcast and updating us on all the great things that are happening where I grew up. That's so cool. It's so cool to see all the great things that are happening there. And it's constantly changing, and Woodbridge is in good hands.
Thank you so much. You're right.
Good deal. Have a happy Memorial Day weekend, and we hope you come back on soon and talk to us again.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And folks, that is going to wrap it up. If you have big holiday plans this weekend, let me know what you're doing for the weekend, the big Memorial Day weekend. Maybe you can give us some ideas for those who don't have plans. I know Fredericksburg is having their big Luminara event at the cemetery, the Cemetery National Park. I forget the name of it, but it's in Fredericksburg, proper Fredericksburg City. And they put 1,500 luminaires out every Memorial Day weekend. But it's the Fredericksburg battlefield is where it's at, the cemetery there. Excuse me, I believe it's the battlefield. So there's that going on, and there's obviously the river. It's gonna be a kind of a rainy weekend. I mean, before we go, I've got the forecast pulled up here, and I can show you that here. It's showers, thunderstorms today after 2 p.m. Possibly a thunderstorm tonight. Saturday, showers, possibly a thunderstorm. Saturday night, same deal. Showers likely on Sunday. So hopefully it's not a washout this weekend. Hopefully you can get out and do something fun. Let us know what you plan to do. Drop in the comments. We always love to hear from you. Go to our website, potomaclocal.com. Sign up for our free email newsletter. We send it out every day at 4 p.m. It is free. And when you read it, you'll never miss a headline. And if you want full access, 100% access to everything that we publish at potomaclocal.com, please consider becoming a member. At $8.58 a month, it is cheaper than a movie ticket in Northern Virginia, and it goes a long way to keep things like this, the local news coming. Your support, your participation, you just listening to this, and you just listening to this podcast means so much to me and the rest of us here at Potomac Local. And thank you all to our current members who support our work, our advertisers who support our work. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe, and we will see you again on Monday to talk about, again, the Old Bennett School. Teresa Coates Ellis from the Manassas City Council joins us Monday, 9 a.m. See you then.